Less than 1 minute ago, New York City student calls out mayor for not attending rally. He should have been here. Organizers of the student walkout in New York City estimate that 5,000 students from more than 30 schools will attend the noon rally. New York school officials say those students will be marked absent, CNN's Jason Carroll reports. Crystal Fee-Brillet, a junior who walked out today, said she's rallying regardless to make her voice heard. Like many abolitionists before us and many people who have protested for stuff they strongly believe, they were out here. They did what they had to do in order to get the movement and voice heard, she said. Fee-Brillet said she wished the protesters had more support from city officials and noted that Mayor Bill de Blasio was not at the rally. I feel like as a mayor who has 2 kids who have been in the system, he should have been out here fighting with us, alongside us, she said. Watch more. 19 minutes ago, Parkland activist David Hogg doesn't care how you mark today, as long as you vote. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas student David Hogg spoke to CNN during today's walkout and said he thought it was great how diverse the actions today are, as long as people plan to vote, so long as you're registered to vote, and so long as you vote on these issues in November, that's all that matters here, he said. We can have all the walkouts we want, but if we don't walk into that ballot box and make our voices heard, these politicians aren't going to listen. From CNN's Gianluca Metsofi, or Justin Blackman, 16, was the only student in his school to walk out on March 14. Today, about 350 of his fellow students at Wilson Preparatory Academy in Wilson, North Carolina joined him. I feel like nowadays teens have a voice, and I decided to express my voice with walking out and showing that I don't stand for the injustice in our schools, he told CNN. The big difference from this walkout and the other walkout were numbers, and with numbers we can still stand together and show that we won't change. He shot a video of today's walkout, showing crowds of students standing outside in front of the school. Not just me this time, he said. Watch the clip. 41 minutes ago, students marched to the U.S. Capitol shouting, "Do your job, Congress." Students are rallying in Washington, D.C., to demand action on gun reform. They marched to the U.S. Capitol building while shouting, "Do your job, Congress." The group gathered this morning near the White House and read the names of the 13 people killed on the 1999 Columbine High School shooting. Today marks the 19th anniversary of the massacre. 50 minutes ago, Robert De Niro wrote an excuse letter for students walking out. From CNN's A.J. Willingham, photo by Chip Samodaville. Getty Images. Actor Robert De Niro penned an excuse letter, like the one a parent would sign for a teacher, for anyone who may need that extra boost of encouragement to participate. The tone of the letter is extremely serious. He identifies that the walkout covers plenty of legitimate reasons someone would be absent from school: health, a memorial obligation, community service, good citizenship and education. I know we share the same interests for our children, a safe, nurturing environment for their education and growth. I have 4 children and 4 children in school now, the letter begins. I would never make a frivolous request for them to miss classes. Here's the full excuse note. 1 hour 10 minutes ago, 16-year-old activist. Gun violence is something we've lived with for our entire lives. Ariel Geismer, a 16-year-old student who co-founded activist group NYC, says enough, says her passion, and that of her fellow students, for gun reform started at a very young age. That passion was grown in kindergarten when we had to do lockdown drills, when we had to realize that we're not safe in our schools, when kids are getting shot on the street, when kids are getting shot in the school. That's where our passion comes from. This isn't just a new thing. This is something we've lived with for our entire lives. 1 hour 27 minutes ago, Stoneman Douglas students are making a banner for Columbine High School. Students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, are signing a banner that reads, "Never Again." The banner will be sent to Columbine High School in Colorado. Today is the 19th anniversary of the day 13 people were shot and killed at the school. Columbine students won't be walking out today because classes are cancelled annually on the anniversary of the shooting. Students are urged to take part in community service. About 40 students from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida, where 17 people were killed in a Feb. 14 school shooting, are in Colorado today, helping the Columbine students with the service projects. 1 hour 35 minutes ago, we can't forget them. Student reads the names of those who were killed in Columbine. A student with a megaphone just read the names of the victims of the Columbine massacre. Speaking just steps from the White House, she told her fellow students, "We don't say the names anymore. We can't forget them." Students in the Washington, D.C. area have gathered at Lafayette Square, close to the White House, to demand action on gun violence. Hayambaidas, 18, traveled to the U.S. Capitol from Falls Church, Virginia. She said she wants to see stricter gun laws. "I'm 18 years old. I live right across the street from Walmart, and I can go buy a gun," she said. "I don't think that's okay." $1.05. Some of the students are wearing price tags to mock the donations politicians receive from gun rights groups.